Guys, we are back. Welcome to my must-have Android apps of June 2017. I really hope you enjoy this video. We've got some absolute miracles on this list. With that being said, let's get started. So, we're going to kick things off with Send Any File, an application that once installed you'll probably forget about, but it will change the very functionality of your instant messaging apps. Say for example you're typing a WhatsApp message, you want to attach a file. WhatsApp will severely restrict not only the size and the compression of the file you send, but also the file type. So installing this application gives you a separate option in your WhatsApp in your Facebook Messenger, and it allows you to send any type of file. You can also send all your beautiful high-resolution photos or even that 4K video you took the other day and not at all worry about any compression. So then we've got Touch Retouch, hands down one of the most sophisticated and impressive photo editing apps I've ever used on a phone. Now it lacks basic functionality, it's not going to be able to replace for example your Google Snapseed, but what it does have is a whole bunch of very sophisticated and very specific things you can do on it. The object removal tool is not only easy to use, but also as powerful as advanced desktop editors. You've also got the option to clone objects within a photo, and that works pretty well too, and it's also got some pretty advanced tutorials built inside of it, which really take you step by step through what you're doing and why you're doing it. Next up is Glasswire, and this is one of the most intuitive ways I've found to actually manage your data consumption. It highlights not only how much data you've used, but it breaks it down based on each individual application, so it's going to help you to highlight any problem apps. Another nice feature is you can set in your data plan and set in when you want the application to give you warnings. So as soon as you pass 340 megabytes for example, it'll just give you a little buzz just to let you know. What's also nice is that if you want to use the app to its fullest, you can set up an alert system. So it'll tell you when an application first accesses the internet, and also if one application starts to, for example, go overload. So then we've got the Noisy Icon Pack, and this is a bit of a departure from the clean, minimalistic setups that Android is heading towards, but nonetheless I like it for a couple of reasons. First of all, consistency. It's got these beautiful square icons, but not quite square. It's not too strict on itself, and it doesn't take itself too seriously, but that actually makes it pop. It's got vibrant colours, fits a lot of different wallpapers, and also has special icons just for your folders. So there is now actually an option in your Nova Launcher, for example, to set a separate icon as the cover for a folder instead of just seeing the little apps inside of it. So there are quite a lot of different apps that do a similar thing, but this is probably one of the better ones I've come across. This is App Sales. It tracks paid applications and tells you when they'd either lower in price or become free. It's a bit more advanced than that though, because you can actually click on each one and it'll tell you their price history. On top of that, if you're particularly interested in one application, you can mark it and then the app will tell you as soon as the price is lowered or free. So next up we've got a pretty fun one. This is called Edit Web Page, and to be honest that pretty much explains it all. But I have to say it's an impressive tool. Whilst of course any changes you make aren't going to be saved on the website for everyone to see, what is good is that it keeps the original formatting of the source. So what you could do is subtly edit a page, maybe change one number, change one word, and then it allows you to screenshot it and share it. Just to your friends of course, you're not trying to create hoaxes, but it's a pretty good laugh. So then we've got Minimalist Wallpapers, which on the face of it seems like a bit of a generic wallpaper application. Having said that, it's one of the few where I could find a consistent level of quality and where the wallpapers inside were actually minimalist. There are a lot of apps that said it, but in the end they were just a generic collection of wallpapers. Now whilst you're definitely not going to get a super sharp 4K image every time on this app, what you are getting is a really diverse selection of colourful, vibrant, but most importantly flat and clean wallpapers, which fit almost any type of setup. You can also sort by category, which is useful, lots of things like gaming and nature, and it gives you quite a lot of flexibility with the home screen look you're trying to create. So the next one is super interesting. It's a small size, highly compressed, completely offline survival journal. It tells you everything from which plants you should be eating in the wild to how to save yourself from a shark attack. And I suppose whilst it's pretty unlikely you'll ever need any of these things, they're very interesting to read, and I suppose it's a nice reassurance just in case you do ever end up in that situation. So then we've got My Device, an app that once installed tells you far more than you could possibly want to know about your smartphone. You can learn everything from what speed your processor is running at, to what magnetic direction your phone is facing, to what sensors your phone has built into it, and which ones are working properly. So then we've got the Smart Search web browser, a pretty interesting proposition. It has almost all the features of a standard browser like what you might see on Google Chrome, but it's also got a couple of tricks hidden up its sleeve. In just one search bar, it's integrated searches of Google, Bing, Yahoo, and tons of other different engines. It also has a little button in the bottom right which allows you to switch any normal internet page to that of a reading mode. Now, it's pretty effective as well. It works quickly and also manages to remove any ads and irrelevant messages. It's got some customization to it, nothing too excessive, but it's a nice touch nonetheless. Guys, so there we have it. Those were my top 10 must-have Android apps for this month. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, be sure to smash that subscribe button and check out my other videos. I've got tons more. I'll list them in the description and as an end screen. With that being said, I'm Mr. Who's the Boss, and I'm signing out.